Wewe kama msikilizaji, kama ingekuwa umelipia show alafu artist asitokee, how would you feel? How would you react? Yeah, let us know at Blue Radio KE. Those are our social media platforms across all networks. I'll see you. The show on air right about now is We Talk. You're hanging out with Ian Kipto alongside DJ Bobby 25 Coast. And by and I make sure maze all the positive vibrations come your way vile inafaa. And I promised you earlier that we're going to be having our final guest of the show today at We Talk. Right about now, I'll just like to usher him in to introduce himself. And I like what he has said because he's talked about working with guys in Australia, and today I was listening or rather reading somewhere where someone is asking, wakale na kuenda Australia, kuna nini? I myself being a mkale, I'm very fascinated because ni kama the universe was hearing my prayer, and I might be taking lessons right now of how to go to Australia. So, huyo madam alikuwa anauliza, ndio hapo sasa majibu zimekuja. Thank you for making the time and for tuning in, for talking to us. Maybe you can introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Thank you so much, Ian. My name is Abdisa.
Okay.
I'm one of the community members at Swahili Pot Hub. I have been a member of Swahili Pot for the past 4 years.
Okay, amazing.
So most of the time I used to come here after 5, after work, network with the friends that I met here. Some of them are not here, and they started their own businesses and opened offices and all that. So when I was working in the corporate, I started freelancing as a side hustle. And then after that, after doing freelancing, I started freelancing in 2018. And I realized then maybe it was time to do it full time. So in the year 2021, I left my corporate job after 5 years. After 5 years and 3 months, definitely. And I started doing it full time.
Okay.
It was a risky move because COVID hit the whole world, and actually many people were being laid off, and people said, "Are you crazy? Why should you quit your job in this critical moment?" But I believed in myself. People always quit their jobs when they're not ready. But for me, I was really prepared, to face the challenges forward. So initially, I was doing, transcription, translations, and a little bit of design, Canva designing here and there, and managing few pages. But then later on, I actually invested a lot of money in my personal education when it comes to coaching and courses. So after that, I started working with the coaches and consultants.
Okay.
And we have coaches and consultants in Kenya. But for me, I picked international clients, and one of the reasons was actually that's where I started freelancing from. My mentors were from the US and Canada. So I realized maybe then that's the right market for me. And at the moment, actually, I also always encourage young, upcoming freelancers, instead of mainly focusing on Kenya market, to also look at the global market, because they say the world is your oyster.
It's a village, yeah.
Yeah. So global village. If you fail, not actually failing, but if you get challenges in getting local clients, and maybe you see they are not the right fit for you, it's the right time to fly virtually.
Amazing.
Yeah. So my clients are from North America, that's US, Canada, Australia,
okay,
and European Union. Currently, I can say I only have one Kenyan client.
Wow, amazing. Heavy hitters in the building, and that's why we want to make sure that our listeners get to interact with the best of the best in the field. Earlier you mentioned that you do mentorship programs where you share your skills with anyone who is looking to break even in the industry.
Yeah.
How do you think the value of mentoring someone else because we understand like a hub, you know, a lot of young people come through here, you know, maybe some have not gone through maybe higher institutions of learning because of one reason or the other. What do you think the role of a mentor, you know, plays in their lives?
I think the role of mentorship is very important, and I think that one has been shown again and again by Mahmoud Noor, our mentor. So actually, the mentor actually is, you know, I can say the wingman. So, you know, they say in the Air Force, there's someone who's the wingman, always protects you when you're in the enemy territory. We don't have enemies, but the thing is, you know, the mentor is the one who guides you. For example, right now, let's say if you are an accountant,
yes,
and you know, you just graduated, having a mentor is really critical, because the mentor has seen a lot. They have been to the battlefield. They have seen a lot than you. So instead of starting from scratch, you know, the mentor gives you what they actually learned from the experience of 10 years or 15 years. So instead of doing what the mentor did, you actually learn from them and not repeat the same mistakes. So when it comes to now, you know, education, actually right now, the number of people that are not going to the universities and colleges are many. And the reason is either economic reason, or even people opting out not to go to the universities. And actually more and more companies are actually hiring people who have never stepped foot in a college or university. What they look at, and one of those companies is Uber. We have Tesla, we have Microsoft and Amazon. And the reason is nobody's actually no longer looking at, you know, the degree that you have or the diploma that you have. People are looking at what experience do you bring to the table, what value do you bring, show us what you got, you know. And the thing is, I really believe, you know, people who never went to college, sometimes they really work hard more than graduates, and they even earn more than graduates. And the reason is they believe and love what they are doing, instead of being forced to do a degree or a diploma. So they keep on working hard on the skills that they got, and you end up, you know, a graphic designer who never went to university, they get paid 200,000 in a month.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. So the role of mentorship now, when it comes to mentorship, is, you know, I have realized, and many people know that, you know, many young people from the age of 20 years to 27, 28, they have imposter syndrome. You know, like they know everything, they have the skills, but for some reason they don't want to test it. They don't want to test the water. They don't want to try, you know, the skills, and that's actually a mindset. So basically, whenever I meet some of these, you know, youngsters, some of them are my friends. I tell them, you know, you know the web designing, you have the app development, or you are the artist. So instead of focusing on the judgment of the people, or what people are going to say about you, why don't you test this for 3 months consistently and see what happens? And you know, it's amazing when someone does that for 3 months. You know, it's like
their eyes are open or something.
Yeah, they see, okay, amazing. You know, this is really working. It's like, you know, when people are doing skydiving, when you get into the plane, your heart beats fast because you look down
and the adrenaline kicks in. Exactly.
And actually, that's something that also Will Smith talked about. But once you jump from the plane, you'll see, I wish I have done this before. It's exciting, you know. So that is actually what you know, the youth, that's what they need to do. You'll find someone is really talented, but they're still
afraid, like, to take the chance, to take the risk.
Yeah, so they are stuck in a circle, like, you know. 2020 it was COVID, the excuse was COVID. 2021 again, the excuse was COVID. But now what's up?
2022 elections.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's 2023 now.
Yeah.
So Actually, and by the way, the thing is, if I give a personal story, is when you do a lot of the work by yourself, let's say, if you are, let's say, a struggling artist, and you put a lot of content out, they'll say, okay, Mike is really doing some amazing job, because it's a free, it's a trial and error thing. You test it, and then you see people are going to react now because of your consistency. Now, if you approach a studio and say, guys, listen up, this is my content, I have been doing this for the last 6 months, and I have spent anything that I could get, whether it's mentorship, whether it's resources, whether it's getting money from my dad or raising money from my friends. This is what I got. Give me the chance. And if the director looks at their content and, you know, and they really see the struggle and the sweat and the number of hours that they are working, they'll say, okay, guys, let's just give this guy some chance, you know. And actually, when I observed, the entertainment industry, or whether it's a freelancing business, most people who break through are people who don't have fear in them when it comes to judgment. They do their stuff, and then, you know, one day either an angel investor will show up because they have seen what they're doing, or
because someone is always observing, someone is, you know, waiting for someone to break through, someone who is showing the willpower, you know, to move forward. And
and a good example is I have a friend who acted this movie called Mission to Rescue. It's called Swahili Pot Abdisa. I know him right now for, I think, 13 years.
Wow, amazing.
I knew him when he was a student, and actually his story is really amazing. The guy started from, you know, scratch. You know, he kept on going for some shoots. He kept on, you know, putting out some content. He kept on doing some modeling, and he kept on trying. And I can say, you know, his even English is not, you know, the university level. Although his English is good, but it's not the English that he speaks. It's not actually what the professors speak. And, you know, people look at perfection. You know, if I'm acting, you know, I really need to speak like Queen Elizabeth, but it's not that way. So, long story short, the dude got, you know, after acting, you know, some, you know, scenes here and then, some few series, mostly to do with some negative roles about pirates or terrorism. The guy landed on a, you know, in a role, the Mission to Rescue. The guy called, they said, we have this role, can you do it? And they said, okay, yes, I can do it. And actually, and his movie, if I'm not wrong, was actually, it was representing Kenya in the Oscars. I mean,
wow, big stages, that one. Big stages. And that is the sort of thing that I understand. You know, you mentioned earlier that you used to, like, after your 9 to 5, you are here at the port, you know, making sure you offer something more. Let's just go on a little break, at least tunywe maji, tumeze mate, alafu tukirudi. I want you to tell our listeners, you know, how that impacted your life, and how, you know, you've touched the guys that you've met, and how, you know, how important is it to have spaces like Swahili Pot, Close the Gap, you know, these spaces where youths can come, you know, meet mentors and try to grab some of the opportunities available out there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us right now, you're in studio with Ian Kipto alongside DJ Bobby 25 Coast, and our able guest is Mr. Abdi. Kwa sababu, ananiambia hapa hivi freelancing do the thing, Please, if you want to know more about it, join us at the other end of the break, because you're going to be dissecting that topic a little bit more. Because let me tell you, the wisdom in this room right now, you cannot fathom it. Please stay tuned.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
Harmonize bringing us to 47 minutes past 12 o'clock. The show on air right about now is We Talk, playing on your favorite radio, Blue Radio. kwa sababu tuna bring vibe each and every day. Na maze, I just keep on insisting because weekend sio siku ya kufua my guys. Weekend is a day of networking because we are here at Swahili Pot Hub, making sure that we create these opportunities for you young men and women out there. Please, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, make way here at Treasury Square opposite the governor's office, kwa sababu we are here having the best conversations and networking and interacting because the finals are happening today and the winners will be announced and you can get the chance to join the mentorship program that will be running on Blue Radio Ausio. Now, if you're joining me right now, I am seated in studio with Mr. Abdi. He's telling me about freelance work and how you as a young person, young woman out there with your phone, with your laptop, can make that cash, can make that chums, because you can make as much as 200,000 a month. Can you imagine that? Just by having your own laptop and your smartphone. Ausio.
Absolutely, 100%.
Earlier you were telling me that you'd come here and after your 9 to 5 just to interact with the guys here, to give the mentorship programs. How is it important to have spaces like Swahili Pot within the coastal region of Mombasa?
I think it's very important to have many places like Swahili Pot, and the reason is Swahili Pot gives the platform for people who are ready actually to take their self-development or their careers to the next level. And we either had or we have right now many brilliant talented young people who went through some mentorship here. So when you have a talent center or a place like Swahili Pot, or let's say Swahili Pot, Swahili Pot is the fuel that you use when you want to move forward. So basically here, the Swahili Pot, there are trainings, for people who want to, get employed through digital, platforms or digital marketing or, freelancing. So freelancing is actually wide, and you always, utilize the skills that you have. So there are people who do voiceovers, they are musicians, they are graphic designers, web developers, app developers, people who are in Bitcoin and, blockchain. So Swahili Pot gives the platform to mentor. Or if you want actually to be one of those freelancers, you can come here and, attend the trainings, attend, the lectures that are done here.
Okay.
It always happens. And, we always host, speakers who have the experience and who know their stuff. So when you come here, you learn a lot. There's also GOYN here, Global Youth, Global Opportunity Youth Network, and they do lots of training in partnership with Swahili Pot. There are also youngsters here who learn about hospitality. And some of them are actually in some mentorship or some attachment in different
industries and sectors,
industries and hotels and restaurants in actually Mombasa, and shout out to them. They are really doing that. So they say when the student is ready,
the teacher will appear. Very true. Each and every day we understand, or rather we are reminded that opportunities cannot come unless you go out there and present yourself. Yes. Since you started coming here 4 years now? 4 years now.
Yeah, 4 years.
I believe you've encountered a lot of people, a lot of them who would attest to the life-changing opportunities available here. But there is this group that, have not maybe changed their mindset or are not seeking out these opportunities. Because today we are here at Swahili Pot, which is just close to Old Town. And there's a lot of insecurity within this region. Because I understand at certain times of at night, you cannot go to certain places, you cannot do certain things at certain places. The security of these places, maybe is in question. And most of the people who get the blame are the youth and young people. And this has become a very big problem right here in Mombasa. Maybe what do you think is the main cause that leads young people down this line, and what can institutions like Swahili Pot do to make sure that this youth can get something to engage in and just break these patterns that we are seeing around?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Ian. So basically, I can say, these insecurities and people mugging or people being robbed actually is a major issue here around Old Town or in Mombasa general, or it's Kisauni or Likoni or Changamwe. And one of the reasons is when your parents can no longer actually house you. Or they can no longer give you more opportunities or more money. Maybe your parents are struggling and you're out of school. So what happens is, these young people, they hang around together, and actually they are being groomed into gangs. Because the only option here will be, instead of making your own money,
Yes.
go and get other people's money.
Yeah.
So instead, whether it's stealing people's phones or doing all those stuff, is the circle that actually these people form. You're out of high school, you stay at home like 3 months, and you get bored, and then you'll see someone somewhere, smoking bang or getting money. You see they really dress well, and this guy is not working. So you start asking him, where are you getting this money? He will tell you, why do you care about this? Let's go and get the money. But now this is where Swahili Pot comes in. Swahili Pot puts out the message that there's a place called Swahili Pot that caters for all the talents, entrepreneurship, art, business, and all that. So, and I can say Swahili Pot saved many people, taking from the path of, being in gangs and being in drugs and misery. And actually, Swahili Pot rescued some young guys from the streets, and they have mentored them and shaped them into who they are today. And these people have never had any incidents since they came to Swahili Pot. So when the youth or when young people come to Swahili Pot, actually they choose what they're going to do. There's downstairs here, there's Ajira. So basically Ajira, in partnership with Swahili Pot, they do transcription, they do data entry, they do designs, So these young people come to Swahili Pot, they hang around with us for a few days, and then they say, actually, since in high school or primary, I wanted to do this. And they take that path, they are being trained. And then after that, now Swahili Pot gives the platform to get the jobs online. And then now, can you believe, let's say if you have people who are unemployed, or the young people who are unemployed in Mombasa, imagine if most of them came to Swahili Pot, learned these skills, and actually after learning the skills and getting the job online, you don't have to necessarily to be at Swahili Pot.
Yeah.
There are different platforms that you can use those skills. There is Upwork.com, there is Fiverr.com, there is freelancing.com, that you can go and say, hey, my name is Mike, or my name is Elizabeth, or my name is Aisha. This is my profile. I have done this work for the past 3 months, and whenever someone posts a job on those platforms, those freelancing platforms, you apply. And, people say, we really did that. We have applied this. But I ask them, okay, can you tell me how many times that you tried that? And they say, I tried like a week or so. Then I said, no, just go back and do it again.
Okay.
You have to do it consistently until you learn a job. So imagine maybe an executive in Mombasa earning 100,000 with all 9 to 5 job, with a lot of decision making, with a lot of work. Actually, freelancing gives you the freedom to be at the beach anytime that you want, because you don't report to anyone. You manage your own time, and you get more money. And actually, employment is not meant for anyone. For everyone. For everyone. There are people who like to do business. There are people who want to do freelancing because it's in their personality. And there are people who are really very good managers. take the career path, and I mean they are really doing well, but they love and enjoy what they are doing. But there are people who are not wired for that. They are wired for freelancing. They are wired for being independent and being a small business owner. So if you keep applying on those platforms and you find the job, I'm telling you, you'll never go back. You keep on, focusing on. So in a nutshell, Swahili Pot gives you the path of the training, the mentorship, and you will be shown how to get those jobs online.
To get to get to the next step. I'll see you.
Yeah.
My good listeners, right about now, 57 minutes past, or rather 3 minutes shy to 12 o'clock. We are almost coming to the end of our conversation, but I would just like to do this. I would like to give my guest the opportunity, to talk to you out there, because I understand there are plenty of young men and women who are not seeing a lot of opportunities out there, and I would really like them to, listen to you and understand what, you as a business can offer, and what Swahili Pot can do if, they are bold enough to take the chances available. Because being January, guys maybe have not come from home, come from the holiday season, or some are not believing there is something out there for them. We'd just like you to take this opportunity, to speak a word of encouragement and give a sense of direction, because you have been out there in the trenches, how it looks. Just give them a layout of what to expect and how to navigate out there.
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to say here at Swahili Pot on February 2nd, which is going to be Thursday next week, we are going to host a speaker from the US via Zoom, who owns a large marketing agency. So basically, this speaker is going to talk about freelancing and freelancing growth, and how to be a freelancer. So we are going to post that on Swahili Pot Facebook page and Instagram. So I would like them to be aware of that. So if you would like to start, that's where to start actually, or come to Swahili Pot and we'll guide you. So in a nutshell is if you are young man or young woman sitting somewhere and wondering how can I get a job, sometimes the people say the system of employment is rigged. And what does it means is not every graduate that is, in Mombasa is going to get a job or land in an employment in a company. Let's be honest about that. Just because sometimes someone, they graduated or they have a degree, does not give them the entitlement to be employed. Sometimes people need to employ themselves. And how do they do that? People say, we cannot create jobs. And, how do we create jobs?
How do we create jobs? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the way you create jobs, okay, there are some things that you can't do online, which is true. Like you can't do surgery online. You need to get an employment from hospital anyways. But I believe 90% of the careers, you can do something online, whether it's writing reports, whether it's doing some online admin work, or whether doing editing, video editing, so the only path, if you are not employed at the moment, to get a job is to decide, okay, from now on, I'm going to cut down the number of hours I spend on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can really monitor that by looking at your phone on your settings. If you look at it and you're spending 8 hours on Instagram and Facebook and you don't have a job, may God have mercy on you. So what you need to do is go online and just start from Googling. Like, for example, let's say you did makeup if you're a girl.
Yes.
And say how to earn online as a makeup artist. Amazing. Is it the makeup artist?
Yeah, it's a makeup artist.
Yeah. How do you feel that actually, if you look at, we have seen that online, a lot of people from China, ladies from China are making a lot of money from YouTube. Just by being, makeup artists.
Yeah.
They don't have actually physical clients. So all they do is they tell girls how to be beautiful. Use this makeup, use this, this is how you mix, this is how to do it. If it's very hot, this is how to do your makeup. And actually they are getting millions of views out of that. And sometimes they give actually the makeup artist skills that they have, they change that into course. And then they teach other young ladies how to do that. I will give a very good example of someone who's teaching right now, the skills that they have.
Yes.
There's this young lady called Amina. People call it Minat Bakery.
Yeah, Minat Bakery.
She was a member here. Still is. Shows up most of the events, and I'm really happy for her because she's doing a lot of things, and being in the path of being the truly independent woman that many women aspire to be. And actually one of the how she did that is actually believing in herself and putting a lot of work, learning a lot of things on herself, going to YouTube, doing courses, looking for mentorships. That is where to start. And then after doing a little bit of baking and selling her cakes, believe it or not, right now she has a whole academy catering for young girls or ladies who want to learn about baking and how to make cakes, and how to bake cake. And definitely she's making money out of that. So where to start? Self-education, instead of spending more time and tweeting about political hate and saying this politician is not doing for me this or doing that, the governor is doing this or that.
Under that, yeah.
Just go to Facebook groups, and there are many of those freelancing groups. Go there, read the posts, watch the videos, go to YouTube. If you're a video editor, learn the skills. If you want to do graphics, actually there are many people who are self-taught. There are many people who are self-taught, when it comes to all this stuff that we are talking about. You can learn for yourself and land in a job.
Amazing.